But yeah,
wow.
just talking about Counter-Strike, and that is perfect. We're getting into this already. Big versus mousesports. Excited to see this new look Big roster and what they've got up their sleeve. You can see they're over on the T side of this map. mousesports electing to start over on the CT side. I think, you know, that kind of goes without saying. And it will be Carrigan donning that extra bit of utility here for mousesports. He's got the kit over on the CT side. Chris J almost spots that one man in the form of Zantares over towards Ivy, but actually he will elude them for the time being. It's Woxic who looks to be this first point of contact, and he might be in for a world of hurt. He will get shut down, and already you can see in the back of Mouse's minds, they kind of know they might have to rotate on the back of this. He was there, he was deep, and he was alone at the B site. So losing Woxic has now left quite the hole in this defense for Mouse.
Man, Big playing mind games already. They spoke about on the desk how, you know, it can get scary to get red if you're mousesports. It definitely seemed like Big had a bit of an idea of what mousesports were going to do. They wait for Woxic to get aggressive, then they pincer him. They leave him in a position with no way to fall back, and it's a free-man advantage for Big. Great start to the round, and the fact that they don't commit into B means that mousesports, they're not going to dedicate to a heavy B setup. They only have one player here still. This is going to mean Big have a huge advantage coming into this inner bomb site, if that is where they end up. The bomb there right now, Tizian, no smoke for this, but he's got a flash to keep Carrigan back. That's going to do a perfect job of doing so. Carrigan still has a fight to take towards the bomb train, but choosing to take a different angle instead, that's going to give Big a chance to cross towards the site.
Yeah, and you can kind of see, right, it looked like their Big weren't entirely committed. The bomb hadn't rotated down yet. It's not until they don't spot a player close within the bomb site that they realize, well, with no one in connector and them only holding the cross, we don't need smokes to get into B. We're already in the bomb site itself, and now with that bomb down, 3v4 for mousesports on this retake. They've got a hell of a lot of work to do, and Smooth, you're actually making that task seem that much harder now as he takes down Frozen. Carrigan and Chris J all that remain, and they are getting shut down. Ooh, Chris J with a nice double, but it's quickly cancelled out by Tizian. Big 1-0 lead there as they find themselves that pistol round.
I love that pistol from Big, and the damage of getting that first kill is so much more than just getting the first kill. Smooth picks up the P2K from Woxic, great gun by the way, and manages to get 3 kills in the post plant, taking those range fights that you typically as a terrorist wouldn't be able to in the post plant of Train. You're only going to have Glocks, it's going to make it very you know, limiting, but look at Smooth, able to take these really aggressive fights, keep mousesports out of the bomb site, and lock in a pistol round on the T side. That's exactly what Big want. mousesports coming in with the second round force by, though they won't let this one slip without a fight.
Yeah, they're giving it a go, and it's straight away in with this Ivy aggression, right? That smoke's gone down. You will note Carrigan is over towards Ivy. He can come in with a re-smoke. They actually swap him out with Frozen, and I think that's because he's got the flashbang as well.
Oh, no.
That's to try and give Woxic the peek there. These smokes, there we go. He's going to get the first, looking to follow up, and Woxic, he will get the double. Smooth has dropped, and Ivy control taken now for mousesports. Big, they try and turn their attention elsewhere, but it's not to their best results. Carrigan getting the man out for main, now leaves Tapson alone at the A site, trying desperately to deal with Frozen. He gets boxed in as well. Carrigan doubling up, and it is just Zantares alone. So a lot of work here for one man in a round that should have been Big's all along.
I mean, how on earth does Woxic stay alive so long in the Ivy? He gets a reload off there with the SMG before, you know, Big even realized that he's still behind the dumpster, doesn't bail, commits to 2 kills, and even though Zantares has taken him down, as you said, Harry, it is a 1-on-3. It is a nearly done round here at this point, as Zantares just looks to hold onto the gun, but you can see from the top side, Carrigan's already come through to cut him off, and you know, moonwalking, not quite the most effective method of movement, and the servos crash, but we should be right back in, and you haven't missed anything. Just Zantares dying.
Yeah.
What a response from mousesports, though. You know, very committed down Ivy. Great utility from Woxic's teammate to set him up there. You know, flashbangs and smoke to keep those T's back.
That decision to quickly swap Carrigan and Frozen around, right? Because you saw the setup they were trying to run. It was originally Carrigan helping out down at Ivy. And you think about what then Carrigan went on to do later in that round. He actually pushes up Olaf from the Ivy position when he swaps to Frozen. And in doing so, gets out behind that smoke that allows him to get the double kill, right? So that one, not a decision that they made anticipating it to you know, be so great for Carrigan in that move, but it's just another thing that pays off for them in that round. And now it is back to the drawing board for Big. Pistols out, just Glocks, with the exception of Zantares. This one flashbang. They're hoping they can get down into B. They're hoping they can get a bomb planted. But waiting in the wings is Rops. He is a very formidable B-site anchor over on trade. And he's even got Carrigan rotating around at the perfect moment now to try and help out. So if you're mousesports, you just want to stop this bomb going down, really. You don't want to have too many casualties here. The bomb's not into the site. It will get dropped down below. So maybe they could, if they can deal with Rops. There's a world, but no. Yeah, mopped up nice and quick. mousesports 2-1. And now we get to see that buy back in for Big.
Yeah, Rops just uses all his utility at the start there just to try and keep, the T's back for as long as possible. And then, upon realizing that there's no pressure anywhere on the map, no spot towards Ivy or T-Con, mousesports just rotate a second player over. They pull Carrigan into the B site. They go, okay, it's got to be B. It's, it's a Glock round more than likely. Let's just get rid of it. And they do so. Another one of these ecos, though, from Big. No bomb plant in that previous round. It was actually dropped coming off of the heaven position. So more pistols and armor. This time more utility as well. So they're going to go for a fast execute. Some quick smoke, some flashes onto the outer yard. mousesports held back by this utility. Frozen just trying to spam on through. But Big, they haven't really gained much aggressive formation from this utility. A second wave of it coming in, and now they're going to start to aggress. tabseN already on the bomb train. Great kill while fully blinded, but Frozen comes through the smoke. He's found one, doubled it up. The trades are still in. Big are making this interesting, but will they be able to convert it in the post plant?
Oh, that nade from chrisJ will buy them some precious time, and that has allowed Rops to come in from this flank. Another man who's on a flank of his own is Carrigan, and with that kill, that is the bomb dropped. So all the effort that Xantares and tabseN have put into this round does just get laid waste to with that kind of nade pull from chrisJ to stop the bomb going down, and then the double flank coming in from Pop and Main.
Yeah, it's curious why that player would get off the bomb. If they didn't have armor, I'm pretty sure everyone had armor, but they didn't have armor, it makes some sense there. But at a certain point, it's worth just losing 60 health and getting that bomb plant. You're probably not going to convert it anyway in the post plant. The fact that Big even get 2 entry kills and get onto the site with the bomb is impressive enough, and I feel like they definitely made it harder for themselves by giving mousesports more room, as you say, to rotate back in.
Well, now critically we get to see the AWPs in play, and more critically perhaps it is on Smooya and Woxic, right? We get to see the big names within the server with the big green guns nice and early, and that's what we wanted to see. tabseN and Rops looking like they might go blow for blow over here at B, and Rops is making some noise. That's all it's going to take for Tizian to shut him down, and you can see Penny's dropped there straight down into that B site. Woxic's been dropped. And, well, this is already a very good round for Big, one that they should really just look to close out from here on in. This little flank from chrisJ and Frozen is really the only thing that could maybe make a difference. Even then, it's a 1-for-1. So, yeah, for Frozen and Carrigan now, I imagine this is just the save call, right? You've got 2 AWPs there you could look to hold on to over towards main. And I'm imagining they'll go get them both. They do like a double AWP CT side.
I think they're going to have a tough time getting it. It's in the connector. It's on the B side of the connector. Big have already taken it. tabseN is on top of that gun, just looking after it.
Oh, yeah. So I didn't notice that. Yeah, no,
I don't think that's going to be a retrieval weapon for mousesports. And a nice decision from Big again to speed up the pace once they realize the situation they're in. They get Rops out of position, and because he was caught off guard trying to run back, they know, okay, there's no one else here. We can get into B if we just hold W, and they do that. Woxic rotate almost there in time, but tabseN was already scoped up on the corner, and that will be another round for Big, locking in their second. No need for Smooya to really do anything. He catches a kill on the exit, but luckily enough, those B fights work out. And I think Smooya really is an interesting talking point, right? At least in terms of map pool for Big, Train is their least played map over the last 3 months, with the exception of Vertigo, that being their insta-ban, of course. And you've got to definitely realize, or sorry, think rather, that a large reason that Big want to play this map has got to be Smooya, right? The addition of that AWP that could make or break a game.
I always remember, right, back when he first joined this squad, one of the maps they pretty immediately tried to bring into the pool was Train again then, right? So it does make you think that they're putting a lot of faith behind not just Smooya, but also the new leadership of tabseN heading into this map.
I like that smoke the Rops through at the beginning of the round from the connector. Hopefully we'll be able to see that in the future. It lands in the top of B halls, and you can see tabseN's been held back by that. He's trying to play on the edge of it. Eventually it will fade, but yeah, it just keeps Big out of the B halls for the first few seconds of the round, delays them, allows Big to get scared of the possibility that mousesports have maybe pushed halls, maybe have a player up there. And both Rops and Woxic have done that continually this half so far. So it's a just worry for Big. but not for the time being. A very early rotate back off of B. Rob's going to be sitting at the back of the site, and mousesports going for a double pop dog.
Oh, hang on, run boost, smooth, yep, going over. Not anyone there, at least yet, but Woxic waiting in the wings, posted up on that angle. Zentares sneaking out over towards main in the meantime. There are movements being made across the map, slowly but surely. Big looking for territory, and that nade down into Pop. They're going to hear that collide, so they know that there's at least one man down here, but that's the kind of purpose of that double Pop setup, right, is that even if you get the first kill, there is a second man ready and waiting. Try shut this down. Molotov goes into main. That holds Zentares' flank in this, what you imagine has to be the A play right at this point in time. That holds his prong off. And so now as they make their presence known from Ivy, 15 seconds or just under left on the clock, they've really got to get a move on. tabseN's already fallen. 8 seconds. There's just no time. Surely they're trying to get into the site, but Woxic doesn't even have to hit the shot. The round was already over. He's done more than that anyway, finding a double. Round ends. Tizian stays alive, but mousesports 4-2 up. That round kind of handed to them there.
The most unfortunate part of all of that is Big had the perfect read. They hit the best part of the map, really, with the exception of going for B, which, you know, obviously only had Rops there. Pop Dog had a double setup, and if they were coming through T-Con, they would have to deal with that because one of the Pop players was watching the cross. That's an awkward angle to fight as a terrorist. And, you know, going Ivy, good call. Just shame it was in the last 10 seconds.
Yeah, I do think so much of that round coming down to the fact that that double Pop setup between Frozen and Chris J. Chris J throws a Molotov over into main, and as he does that, Zentares can't go pushing out, right? So the guys in Ivy just decide, well, we're going to wait. We're going to wait for Zentares' molly to fade, and then he can go in. We can execute together. And that extra second or so of hesitation before pushing into the bomb site cost them everything.
Ooh. Hello.
Smuya gonna spot Chris J on his little jump across the trains. Back to a slow round, though, for Big. They're very worried about some of this aggression coming through for mousesports. You can see Smuya's there keeping an eye on that Ivy push. Won't be anyone towards this side of the map right now.
Woxic's so good at pre-aiming jump spots, you know, catching people crossing who aren't even trying to take fights. You can see he's waiting for someone to jump off the plat. Not going to happen. Smuya is nearby, though. Flash is coming into the A site now, and finally Big going to make their move. It's a 1-for-1 immediately, with players coming out through both T-Con and Pop Dog. tabseN, he's in the yard. Smuya's found another opening kill. That's Chris going down, and Woxic can have no impact into this round. He's just been fully smoked off. Similar story for Rops, who does go up on the boost, but there's a smoke on the bomb trade. He can't do anything right now. Big have time to work this site, and tabseN's found another kill onto Woxic deep in CT. Carrigan going wide, finds a single frag, and they still don't know the Rops is here, but the drop-off might give away the fact there's 2 CTs in the site. Nade certainly does. Bomb plant attempted, but Smuya's got the cover, and Big have the round. 3 on the T side, and 3 staying alive, so at least the money is not gone. But it certainly is for mousesports.
Yeah, right. It's back to the drawing board for the Mouse guys. Likely like a partial investment between the guys who can afford it, but that's really kind of best case scenario. Big. Yeah. I think that was a very well played round on their behalf, and I think we've seen a lot of good rounds thus far from this T side, and it's still so early days, right?
Yeah. I mean, Big just countering 2 of the most powerful players, or positions rather, than mousesports running in that previous round. And I like how they, you know, force Woxic out of Ivy, and then tabseN's just holding Old Bomb. He knows that if Woxic can't fight Ivy, his next point of rotation is going to be go back towards CT. So already scoped in for that peak. tabseN has been very good on this creek so far. And yeah, Harry, you say it. mousesports, a light investment. I mean, if you even want to call this that, a single P250 in round number 8. Bit of a triple boost. It's not really to do anything other than upset someone's crosshair.
I don't even think they're not even committed to the full triple boost.
It's not going to do anything, you know, surely. Either way, it's a B play, so it won't matter.
Yeah, I mean, I love that they're still trying to do it. They're still trying to throw a 3rd man up into the boost, because, you know, why bother even rotating a B at this point in time? It's God, lads. That bomb will go down. And this will be a 4th round for Big. There's no doubt about it. This is the equalizer. This is where they bring it back. And the majority German squad, but now, you know, I guess it is just an international team. They're feeling pretty confident at this point in time. And I can't say I blame them. It does feel like, at the minute at least, they've been one step ahead. And I think, you know, you look at what Chad was saying over on the desk in terms of, you know, for mousesports, they've just come from Malmo, right? They've been going to events, they've been traveling around a lot, and this is like another stop on your list, right? Coming down to London, playing in this. It's not like an event that you've especially prepped for over anything else. You are just hoping that you can play your own game and feel it out. Whereas Big, they've had time, right? They've had some time leading up to this to go back and take a look at how mousesports play, what they like to do. And I think that's really showing, at least in the early stages of this game.
Especially when you just don't have that time to change anything. You know, even if what you're doing is working, if you keep doing it, eventually people are going to get ahead of it, Harry. And yeah, that's always going to be a scary part when we have, you know, especially in this season of Pro League, where we have a lot of underdog teams that we aren't seeing at these big events, we aren't seeing at these Malmos or at these majors. So I think that definitely gives room if teams want to put in the work to get some upsets on the board. And, you know, with all best of threes here, Harry, those upsets are going to have to be well earned. You have to do it over an entire series. One map doesn't mean a thing. But this is the first of a potential 3 for this best of 3. Big sitting 4-4. mousesports coming back in with a bye. It's limited in some regard. Carrigan's taking the AWP with no armor. Woxic, I wonder what he's even got, if anything. Frozen's on a UMP. This is not a pretty round. I imagine we'll see Carrigan just go for an early fight and then throw it over to Woxic, but this is an interesting one to see Armor P2K in round number 9. Oh, he's got double naded.
Well, Woxic's gone, mate. Good thing we didn't hand that AWP over to him, because he's just been naded
It's
out
Carrigan's
of the
master plan, Harry. Woxic, you get a bomb trap.
Yeah.
They won't double nade.
Yeah, Carrigan's been playing that all half. He knows fully well that that's getting double naded. He's like, yeah, Woxic, no, I'll give you the AWP, man. I'll just take the first shot. Well, you know, Woxic's gone, but that's fine. 4v5 in this kind of pretty important round for Mouse, right? They really have put all their eggs in one basket here. Chris J up close toward Maid. Frozen has his back right now. They look like they maybe want to try and employ this double pop dog again, right? That's something that this specific duo has been doing a little bit in this matchup thus far. So they do get Frozen set up here.
Big no, though. They hear that flash, they know there's a player inside immediately, and they're just going to go back towards B. More fake smokes up on A, and that actually will allow Next to get closer. This could be a timely lurk from Next that could really, you know, cut off rotations if mousesports decide to save later in the round. Of course, that's assuming they'll lose B, and that's an assumption to be yet to be confirmed, rather. Rops is on the site, Carrigan is in connector, Nex is making all this noise, not trying to lurk, more trying to bait mousesports into this A site, and with 30 seconds we're going to see this B play come through.
And this is where we have to look towards Carrigan and Rops, really, to do the bulk of the heavy lifting. That flashbang is enough to fire a shot out from Carrigan. And yeah, they've paused. They've taken a breather.
Next.
15 seconds. They've got to commit next. Oh, Carrigan's seen him. Carrigan knows. They lose Rops instantly inside of the bomb site. There's players all around Carrigan. Surely he's not going to survive this. And indeed, he does not. He will perish, as does Frozen over in the connector. Chris J, he's got to back off. He's got to try and hold on to this M4. And that means that Big, they will be moving into the lead now, 5-4.
I was getting really scared there for a second. I mean, like, I know why Big are waiting. They want Next to get in the flank. They know that Carrigan's just fired off a shot from that flashbang that they threw, and they want Next to kill him before they drop down the ramp. But we've already seen Big lose a round to time, and that cannot afford to happen, especially when they have such a perfectly set up round with so much map control. And luckily, it won't be the case. They keep everyone alive.
One thing I will say is I think it speaks volumes for how on board with Tabson's cooling everyone is.
Yeah.
For him to say at the 15-second mark, you know what, guys? Actually, don't go down the ramp. Like, don't go into the bomb site that we were just about to rush into. We're going to hold it for 5 seconds. That's a long time. That is a third of your time left. And
it's a great call as well, because Carrigan gets completely flustered there. Yeah. He got reamed out, right? He's trying to hold the flank. Then he hears the nades come down B, and he's like, oh, I've got to stop them crossing to the site. He turns around, and then Next peeks him. Doesn't get more unlucky than that. And another round for Big. This is really turning out to be a phenomenal half, Harry. 5-4, only a little bit of a lead, but if you consider these rifle rounds have been great, and they've now broken mousesports' money again, well, it's only upwards from here. A saved gun is all mousesports have to play with.
Oh, the timing here. They've just missed each other. They have all just missed this B push. Now, obviously, pistols, right, and this one M4 on Chris J. So it shouldn't really amount to anything. But there's always a chance Tizian will be left behind to keep an eye on Pop Dog, and he's heard a couple of footsteps above him, so he will just smoke that off. And that's probably the best decision he's going to make in quite some time. Smooya trades onto Carrigan.
Ah!
Ooh, no! Woxic's been deleted as well. Next gets him, and yeah, okay, the danger that was present in this round should be getting shut down now, and indeed it is. Big mopping up these remaining few players. Chris J, I imagine he's going to look to try and save again. Rops, I like the optimism. Let's see if it works. Tizian. You know you shouldn't be frag hunting, Tizian. And if you go up here, there might be a lesson in why that is. Ah, he's gone, isn't he?
I like it.
Yeah, I like that from Rops.
Yeah. Oh, Smooya. I think someone called that he saw his head there. Yep, Chris getting absolutely domed, and that's the saved M4 gone. Luckily, Rops will get away with an AK. But yeah, mousesports have been on the edge of economical woes all game, Harry. Finally, another buy coming through. But again, if we looked at that last buy round just a couple ago, how did that go? They had a UMP, they had Woxic on a pistol, Carrigan had no armor, and Woxic died immediately. You know, it wasn't a pitch-perfect rifle round for mousesports, so this one needs to be. If they want this half to go well for them, they've got to get the advantage early. Woxic's got to be firing off on all cylinders with the AWP, and with that back in his hands, we can only hope.
Yeah, so round back underway, and you're bang on, Hugo. We do finally have that AWP back in the hands of Woxic. We've got nothing but darkness on our end, but hang on a moment. There's some saving graces, Hugo. You might have just spotted this one out in the nick of time as mousesports hunkering down into the A site. They will find Tabson initially, and Big now trying to split into B, trying to go on the back of this fake A execute that they threw in, but they haven't accounted for one man who still resides inside of the bomb site, and that is Woxic. He's got this AWP, but he's dancing around the bomb tray, and they've wrapped all around him though, and that smoking connector blocks off vision. So it's allowed for this wrap, and the kills are still coming in for Big. It's a 2v3 next, 11 points of health. Tizian's gone through. Rops does spot him. That almost gets dangerous for a second, but now it has dropped the bomb at the feet of mousesports. They'll mop that up. Another round for Mouse on the scoreboard, and it was just a case of, you know, Big trying to throw that fake A play in, right? They get a man out, they've got some smokes down. First time that they've really gone for an immediate decision out of spawn like that, you know, with the fake A execute into a B play. So they try and change the pace up, and maybe it would have been a different round had both kills initially not gone the way of Mouse, right? You immediately find the A lurk. You also deal with that point man into the B bomb site, Woxic getting that kill. Ultimately, you know, nothing really materializing for Big to work from in that round. And so I imagine we do see them go back to a bit of a slower play here.
Oh. Hello, Chris J has gotten aggressive towards T-Con, and he's put Tabson down to 15. That's good damage. He'll convert it onto Xantares. Tizian gets out through Pop Dog, but there's still players all over this site. mousesports up in a 4-on-2 in just seconds. And Big, this entire plan has been ripped from beneath their feet. It's Smooya and Tabson. Deadly duo. But Chris J, he wants to end this as soon as possible. Smooya's not ready for the aggressive main push, and now it is just Tabson tagged up earlier, looking to get finished off, and he will. That's 3 kills from Chris with the Krieg, and 6 rounds for mousesports. We said they needed some rifle rounds to start to recover, and that they have done, Harry. Not quite breaking the economy of Big, but they are on the road to recovery.
I like how Chris J deals with that last man as well. Jumps around the corner, reloading, knowing that if there was someone waiting there to trade, he's going to hear that reload and be like, well, I'm going in. And then he's also comfortable in the knowledge that by getting out of main and reloading, A, he's going to hear the footsteps, B, his teammates have got main if he does come running around the corner, and C, he just walks out at the end and kills him anyway. So good job for Chris. Nice and easy, 6-6. And a tactical pause for Big. Bit of a chance now to mull this one over.
Yeah, I mean, these last couple of rounds, these are the breaking point rounds, Harry. These decide whether you've done well or you've done fine, right? Yeah. 6, that's good. That's okay.
Yeah, it is the difference between like average and, you know, like I was going to say extra average, and then I realized, no, I meant extraordinary.
Average?
I meant ordinary and extraordinary.
I think extra average is the same as average.
If anything, that's worse than average. Like, you're extra average.
I'm so mediocre.
I'm very, very run-of-the-mill.
Well, Big, they don't want to be run-of-the-mill. They want to be up in the lead here at the halftime. Still an attainable goal with that AWP down Ivy. Going to be run boosting it across. Scared of what could be on the other side. It's not Woxic, it's Carrigan. Woxic has gone towards B for this one to join up with Rops, but Bigger not going for any immediate execute. Another slow-paced round from them. It's what got them up to 6 in the first place. We've got a boost going on in the B halls as well to spot towards the back of the connector on the head of Tizian, whoever that may be. Tabson. But no one spotted. And again, mousesports, they love this A control, but this time Xantares was ready for it, holding and taking down Chris J. But does he know there's a second man in position? Frozen just round the corner, not wanting to jump the gun, will just decide to back up, give the room for Xantares to work, but he won't choose to take it. Big, just a slow stall here as they wait to decide what to do. Again, new in-game leading role for Tabson. A lot of pressure to perform here in the Pro League. What's he got up his sleeve?
Well, you'll see those Ivy smokes going in, but it's only one man looking to really play off the back of them. Oh dear, Frozen. These flashes have given him a gateway now. He'll wait, and he'll shut down 2. Oh, he stopped the push. Get out of the A site. Frozen sends them packing. Tizian left up alone. 7 seconds left. There's no time anymore, my friend. He's got to hold on to the AK. mousesports 7-6. Frozen given a big opportunity for that multi-kill there. Check your corners.
Yeah. The best part about that is Smooya throws the bomb, right? So Frozen's already seen 2 people cross, and then, you know, maybe he doesn't expect a third there. Maybe he just chases both kills. Who knows? But Smooya throws the bomb to the person who's already out through main. Frozen, he sees this bomb, and he just spins and takes the kill. Great work. 3 kills. 7 round for mousesports, and Big, they've got a half buy here. They want to save some money for round number 15. It still gives them a chance to find success here, but minimal. Going back towards B is probably the best decision you can make with this kind of investment. 2 rifles. But actually, they're going to go quickly through the pop dot, really fast out into the yard. Chris, he's got to deal with this. Molotov sections off, taps them, but 2 players are still already out. 2 players, 2 kills for mousesports, make it a third. And Xantares is trapped behind E-Box with players coming from all sides. He converts a spray, but Rops is trying to knife the rest of the T's. And this is a mess, Harry. What is going on? They've swapped positions. Both of them are low. And Tabson, he's dead, surely.
Yeah, pretty immediate answer to that question. And it's another multi-kill round, this time for Carrigan. He'll get 3 that time around.
The drive-by knife, Harry. I've never seen a drive-by knife, you know?
Yeah, I mean, they say, like, bringing a knife to a gunfight is bad enough. But if that gunfight is from the window of a car, a knife is definitely not what you want, right?
Rops gets away with 90 damage. He'll take it.
He's perfecting the art.
Throwing knives. We're Call of Duty now.
Mate, it wouldn't surprise me. One day, they're throwing knives added in. 100 damage, cross map.
I wouldn't be fully against that. That I am. But the idea of throwing knives, I think
what would they do
cool.
then? There'd be no reward.
I don't know, dude.
Like
I'm
70 damage.
I'm
It's
not
the R8,
thinker,
but a
Harry.
grenade.
I'm not a thinker. I just say things.
No, I can get behind that, man. Most of what I say is just words. So here's Carrigan in that smoke. And there he goes. He's taking that initial fight. It is actually next to get the better of him. But here's Rops arriving on a flank. And these flanks have been nothing but problems for Big. This time, they actually are able to get a handle on it pretty damn quickly. And in doing so, the cog's kind of turning at this B site. Maybe it's empty, maybe it's not. It's an Ivy rotation that they're looking for. Nex is all the way down in Sandwich.
And mousesports aren't moving.
Yeah, I imagine we might have seen a play back towards that B site from Big. The second they peeled out from main, that's what I was anticipating. Instead, they turned their attention towards Ivy, and they have found Chris J. That first kill going their way, but they've got to follow up, and they're not able to do so. It's Smooya alone in this 1v2.
Oh, and he's not going to get around the corner. Woxic's already there with the AWP, and that's going to be 9 rounds on the half of mousesports. We talk at 6-6. Who is going to be taking the lead? Who's going to be running away with it? And it is the team we would expect at the end of the day. That being said, nice half from Big. They showed us some cool stuff, and let's see if they can continue to do that on the CT side. We're going to go for a quick break, and we'll be back with the second half in just a moment.
Dancing on my own when you spill that ramen coke on my t-shirt. Yeah, your eyes made it difficult to get my baby. And the next thing I knew, we were so ready to give in, skin to skin on that baseline. Ooh, you give me that high pitch feel, baby. We shared a cigarette, like his first sight. The way you looked at me, couldn't say goodbye. And whatever you did to make it stop, 'cause baby, you make me feel something. Next thing I knew, we were so ready to give in, skin to skin on that baseline. You give me that high pitch feel, baby. And the next thing I knew, we were so ready to give in, skin to skin on that baseline. Ooh, you give me that high pitch feel, baby.
Every game is a game of two halves, and we are in to the second of it right now here, Hugo. Obviously, we saw mousesports edging out, coming off slightly better there in that first half. That was obviously their CT side, right? Now we have Big moving into the counter-terrorist side of things, the more favored of the two. And I feel like, pistol around here for Big would be, I was going to say big, but you can't say that.
You just did.
I know, but you can't. And
So don't.
that's something that we all just have to deal with now. Smooya's over in main, pushing him with his P2K, and he's cleared a lot of ground here. He might even spot these two players with utility. But Frozen was waiting, and they're very lucky that he was. Because if, 10 more seconds go by or so, you imagine that's when Frozen or Carrigan elect to try and throw a bit of this utility over towards A. And if just a few more seconds had gone by, Smooya could have found a double there.
Ooh.
There we go, mate.
Second time lucky. What was he even lining up on, mate? I didn't see anything on the ground. Frozen staring at pixels that don't exist, and that's the bomb, Harry. It's just gone flying, tumbling into the air. Tabson's found an opening kill on the CT side, and Xantares has pushed up to the position that Smooya was in. 2 kills. Rob's trying to trade it back out, but surely this one's out of the question. 1 on 3. They're all over the site, and they have the bomb.
Yeah, Rops does have a P250 though, and I was gonna say, I just have that memory of it's Jax, right, with the P250 with that 4K in the ace site of train, the ace that almost was.
So it wasn't.
Not quite, yeah.
The ace that wasn't, Harry. We don't give fake merit here at the Pro League.
I would give it. It was still incredible, regardless of whether or not he gets the ace. I've been loving the PT50. I've been loving watching both like pros use it and also just using it myself in games. You know, it's a lovely weapon, Hugo. One shot to the head. What more could you ask for?
Zero.
It's a $300 deagle.
At close range.
At close range, obviously there's that caveat, but wouldn't shift half as many units if we told him that bit. So here's the what looks like just a B play. Bit of damage done onto Tizian that will send him into the site. Drops the Molotov, buys some time for this rotation to come through. And yeah, Mao's just going to commit to be Tizian holding close on the ramp. And actually that smoke does leave him blind. He tries to go pushing through it, and he'll get shut down as a result. So the bomb plant at least locked in for Mao's. And the key word there is at least 3v3 as Woxic has shut down Xantares on this retake.
Oh, but crossing through the smoke, Chris gets caught by Tabson, and now it just leaves one man on the site, one man who has successfully made it back into the box halls, Woxic. He's just staying alive for the 1v3 unless Frozen can make his job easier, and that's going to be a kill that certainly will. Dropping Tabson from above, and Frozen's found Smooya as well. There's no giving up here for mousesports, even in the ecos. Next is going to have to clutch it, but he can't find this shot. And Woxic and Frozen, they're going to lock in the round for mousesports, Harry. That was just pistols and armor, about $1,400 a player, and they're going to get it done. Fantastic second round taken. The pistol round may have been bigs, but they will not ride the momentum, the wave into the second half. Now they're going to be left either, forced by wars, which is never fun when you're already losing, or having to take an eco and giving mousesports yet another round.
Yeah, and so it is that forced by war purchase here for Big. They try and get the force by wars going, and that's not a bad start. Some good damage found on the back of utility. Tabson in with a kill from the scout, and so actually already you've done decent damage if you're Big. Xantares actually able to extend it even further. And they're trying to, they are closing the gap. I was going to say they're trying to close the gap. They are getting closer to this site, but it's at quite the cost, and now more players getting degged down, getting put to solo HP. I mean, Woxic, 1 point of health. This man is dead if someone so much as looks at him the wrong way. And so he's just got to sit back. He's really waiting for Frozen to do the heavy lifting in this round. He's waiting for his point guard to get in there, and he's just going to get shut down at the first hurdle. Woxic, 1 point of health and a dream. 1v3 required. Surely not. Surely this is Big stealing around back.
And they don't even know that Tizian is coming in on this flank. He's been going all the way from B through T-spawn, and now he's in the back lines. Oh dear, what a round for Big as well. Those scouts really chipping away, and Next hitting some unbelievable D shots. That kill to Frozen really does make all the difference there for Big. And Harry, we have got quite a battle on our hands now here for the first map of this season of Pro League over in the EU division. And dear, oh dear, 8-10. mousesports, they want to keep this going, Harry, and I'm not against it either. When you've got the lead, it's so much tempting to buy up, but yeah, with every subsequent buy, Big are going to start to build up money here on the CT side. They've already got 4 rifles plus the scout, and mousesports only have 1 AK to work with and no utility, a smoke and a flash, so this is going to be pretty difficult. They're going to set themselves up on Ivy, try and get down to the CT potentially, try and create some ruckus. Tabson gets spotted on the cross, but does not get tagged. Successful info gained. He sees the bomb. They're going to back off with it, but already Xantares is hungry, and he is on a bit of a tear right now, finding Karrigan up in main.
I think for Mouse, it's that much more tempting to force, right? Because not only are you on the T side, but then you're also that team that lost the pistol. So you do get that little loss round bonus. So it's one that I feel like, your Mouse, you're in the lead, your T side, everything's cheaper. You've got more money anyway. You're going to keep doing this until it stops working, and it might stop working here and now, right? As you kind of already alluded to, Xantares opening up in this round. That does leave Karrigan to try and lead his team from beyond the grave. So he can have a much more kind of involved feel, I guess.
I mean, how much can you really say that's going to get you out of this situation?
Ooh, yeah, that's true. I don't think it's words they're looking for. I think it's shots, and there's Rops landing the first. So 4v4. And slowly but surely trying to get through this Ivy position. They just saw that Molotov coming from CT spawn. So Chris J likely to make that first bit of contact, and he's got Frozen to swing out with him. If they find Tabson, there is a very real chance, but Tabson holds his own, shuts down Ivy. This should be the round on the back of those 2 kills.
Yeah, without a doubt. 15 seconds. Rops is coming through main, and he's got a player in old hell to deal with. That's just going to delay him. Even if he got that kill, the time would have been so low. Woxic trying to stick the plant, but shot underneath the train, and that is going to be big, locking in another round, dealing with a force buy of Mouse that will now have to be an eco, Harry, right? No bomb plant, no real hope, and with Big nipping at your heels in terms of the scoreline, this is a good time to just give it up. Let Big take 10 rounds. mousesports shouldn't lose hope just yet, though. And yeah, excellent hold from Tabson as well. He takes down both bought rifles for mousesports in that previous round on Ivy. So full eco for Mouse, and yeah, desperate B attempt, Harry. That's all you can really ask for.
The thing I love about this matchup is you do just have like 2 of the best and most well-known players from Turkey going head-to-head, right? In the form of the best rifler that ever really emerged from there with Zintares, and then the best AWPer in the form of Woxic. I've been keeping up with their little tally of kills, and it was looking good for old mate Woxic up until recently. These last few rounds, Zintares has been turning up the heat. This one, just the pistols, obviously. Sure, they get Smooya, but that's it. And this should be the equalizing round. Going to be 10-10.
No, come on, not like this. Phew. I could have gotten dicey. Next, closing out the kill on 10 points of health, and 10 rounds is the score for either side here as we get into the second half. We're finally going to see buys, Harry. It's been a while, but mousesports have got the cash at least to contend with. That being said, again, no bomb plants on this T side, and continually making these buy rounds harder. As you can see, Woxic's not going to have the AWP just yet, and the utility, it's there, but it's not exactly flowing, so could be better for mousesports. Big running their own AWP on Smooya once again. He's up in the connector, and Big want to get aggressive on Ivy. Only Chris J to stop them.
Ooh, flash in. It's almost silenced Chris J already.
Oh, there's another.
God, he's looking a little worse for wear over towards Ivy, but it looks like the B play is hoping to be the answer for Mouse, but it might not be, right? Tizian and Smooya
what a play.
doing such a good job of locking down this bomb site. Smooya just dancing through those smokes, and Woxic even trying to bail. He's trying to get out of there, and he has managed to get up through the ramp. So now you look towards Chris J. You look at this man to try and secure this A site while Woxic is rotating down. He's not going to go down through the pop dog. Instead, it's a lengthy rotation in through main. And that ultimately might be their demise, right? Chris J getting dealt with by next in the connector. And for Woxic, all that's left to do now is the honorable thing. 1v4. He'll walk to his demise, and it's Big to take the lead.
I like that play from Smooya as well, right? He gets smoked off in con, he gets a kill, he right-clicks a flash in the smoke. Those Ts are not going to be able to see the flash, it's hidden, but they will certainly get blinded, and he just peeks out aggressively after the smoke with that. You can see, blind, Frozen was running away, back turned, and Smooya's going to get 2 kills off of that, shutting down the B play and forcing mousesports back into that A site, that of which they find nothing with. And yeah, this is just going very well for Big right now. The CT side has been all theirs, despite mousesports' excellent second round after losing pistol. It's been empty. Scout on Robs, pistols on everyone else. Chris J has gotten out through A, but oh dear, they realized they threw in a molly, but he's going to take down Zintares as it blooms. The trade there, but 1-for-1s in a round like this are exactly what mousesports are gunning for. Finally, an untraded kill. And Big get away with an advantage again. They've got this split down Ivy from Carrigan, but Tabson turning around at the perfect moment. This should be a done deal, really, at this point. Only 2 players left up for Mouse, and little by little they fall.
Yeah, this really does feel like a bit of a case in point of example of how when one team has a lot of time to go away and research their opposition, and their opposition doesn't have that kind of time. Yeah, this is what can end up happening, right? You look at the differences in these T sides thus far between these 2 squads, and Big, you think about it, right? It was these slow building defaults that they would hold early on, and they would wait, and then based on the information that they get in parts of the maps and the tendencies that they've seen mousesports kind of play with, that's how they would structure a lot of their decisions. Whereas Mouse, it does feel a lot more like cool made from spawn, we go commit to it. If that doesn't work, then we follow through with like some contingency plan, right? But it's a lot more just going for these set pieces, lining up smokes, for example, down into that B site, trying to make the B rushes work, standard set smokes into A. We haven't really seen these kind of slow building defaults that you can look to do when you know your opposition inside and out. And, you know, obviously, it's a bit of a double-edged sword for mousesports because it's both a new look big and they've been on the road constantly leading up to this. So,
yeah,
you know, it's not really, not like they're to blame, but certainly feeling a little one-sided since getting into this second half.
Big,
Surprisingly, it's big side, right?
They'll be more than happy with that, you know. Again, as mentioned, this is not a map that Big have really frequented in the past few months. So you talk about research, Harry. It's not really a lot mousesports could have done in this map, at least. They are getting by on their own individual merit, though. 4-on-4 here. Rops gets a crucial trade down towards B. That flash to get back up. It's actually going through the window into A. I like it, but he's not going to follow up off the back. Tabson's going to be the one to re-aggress, and Big just have no fear in regaining map control. In the meantime, mousesports are pushed out through Ivy with 3 players, and Smooya, he's trying to scope up on the bomb train to stop them. Rops playing delayed. Chris, he's got a lot of room to work with, and Zantares getting caught in the open. Smooya spots him, gets attacked through the wall, but barely any damage off of that AWP. He's going to need to be the sole defender right now. Tabson is preoccupied with Rops' position, and mousesports are already starting to wrap through CT.
Yeah, if you're Tabson, you kind of need Tizian to maybe help you out a bit here. You can see he gets caught swinging back out into the A site. It is Woxic to shut him down, and Tizian on this lengthy wrap from B. He's not really in a position to do anything in this round, right? Being up above Pop in this 1v4, literally the worst place to try and retake a bomb site from if you did want to go for an impossible clutch. So he will bow out of this round. And that's mousesports finally kind of breaking that streak that Big had put together, getting their first T round, and a pretty convincing one at that.
I really like that play from Rops, right? He gets a kill from Pop and he just gives up the position and, you know, makes Big dedicate players into watching Pop Dog. And that's a perfect distraction if you're going for an Ivy play, right? Get players on the complete other side of the yard. Allows mousesports to get out into the site, and you can see it was just confusion from Big. They didn't know what to hold or how to hold it. Smooya was trying to watch 2 positions at once. Tabson's scared of Rops dropping back in, but also doesn't know if they're on the bomb site or not. Yeah, just a really nice round from mousesports, and we're hoping for more of that, Harry, as we continue with the second half. This boost doesn't often get used, but I like the idea of throwing a tee up on there after you throw a smoke. It's typically going to be pretty dangerous if there are multiple CTs watching it, but no one with their eyes tuned. Right now, neck and neck here in Big's map pick of this best of 3 series.
Yeah, this is really, I feel like one of the big turning points is, you know, can Big immediately recover? Can they immediately get back on their feet, right? Or is it going to be this one little round win to kind of break down that momentum that Big had built up initially? Is that all it's going to take for maybe the cracks to start to show, right? Because in these coming rounds, if you do start to lose them, you're not going to have all the bells and whistles. You're not going to be able to move into a double AWP like they are right now. That's an important thing to note, though. We haven't seen this double AWP yet between Tabson and Smooya, so I'm excited to see what this brings to their CT side. Smoke's going into the A site initially, but Zantares this time not giving any love to Rops over in the Pop Dog. Man advantage taken, bit more damage found on a Frozen. It's Carragher who tries to swing out and get an equalizer. Instead, the man advantage now swings in favor of Big that much more.
Carragher nearly caught that timing. You saw a nade go out and knew there was a window at which he could get aggressive, but Tabson, he moves back a couple of feet, and that just gives him the time to prime and ready the scope. Woxic knows. Good timing with a grenade, but little damage. And actually gives him a chance to scope up. Tabson can't see because of the bloomed smoke from that nade, and Woxic will be able to get a return frag. Another follow-up from Frozen, but traded, and Chris coming through the Pop Dog at the perfect time. 2v2. mousesports don't have to commit. They don't have to dedicate into A, but they choose to anyway. At least Woxic looking for more kills. Falling off the top of the train. Doesn't know where the second player is, but now Smooya giving away his position, coming back off of B through connector with the AWP, and Woxic is spotting these jumps. Information on both sides of things. This bomb still waiting in the pop dog, still yet to move, finally crossing out, but getting tagged by Tizian. 30 seconds for mousesports to make their final decision, and Big, I love it, it's just so delayed, not giving them a kill, not giving them a pick back into this round.
And Mouse, I mean, they've kind of really dedicated to this A site, right? They could have peeled off, but the time for that is gone now. Smooya not able to deny the bomb plant through the smoke. And so suddenly all this patience that Big have been exuding actually becomes something turned against them. It's Smooya 1v2 inside of the site. Chris J shutting him down 12-12. mousesports tying things up. And now we look back to that kind of chat that we had about preparation. And this is one thing that we can say about Carrigan is you kind of damn well know that as he's learning how they're countering his strats, as they're doing new things on this CT side, he's making a mental note. And you can see they're adjusting how they're playing a lot to how these big brain boys are playing on the other side of things.
It's up in the Dane brain, Harry. And we know Dane brains are very different to regular brains.
They are. They think about Counter-Strike almost exclusively.
Yeah. I love that play from Big, though. It's just a shame it doesn't work out, right? Like, not giving mousesports the kills. Ooh. It was actually a wide bomb plant that you know, stopped Smooya from spamming the planter in the smoke. He was 10 HP, and Smooya just needed to hit a couple of shots. But, yeah, wide bomb plant, not the default one. And mousesports, they catch Big off in the previous round. So great work from them. They've broken the money back again from the CT side. And although aggressive pistols find a kill at the start, it goes traded. And mousesports, they should be okay with that. There's no AWP salvaged for Big. They don't get away with any guns. And Chris J, he's gotten away with, well, daylight robbery. He's somehow all the way into the A site. Big trying to pressure him from the bomb train again, just playing slower. Tizian baiting them into B. Smooya trying to stop Robson from coming in from the heavens, but Robs will look below him, and this is just a formality for Big. It's just about damage, out of which they have very little to show for. Xantara's alone on the A site and making his position very well known. The fake reload, and he doubles back. But Chris is one step ahead, Harry. He always is.
Oh, no, now it's starting to feel like it could be the kind of case of mousesports just taking some time to figure out how to crack this nut. And now they have figured it out.
Is the nut cracked?
I'm trying to think, what are the names of the munchies? The monkeys that break the rocks on... No, wait, they break nuts on stones.
What are we talking about?
I know, they're like little capuchin-looking monkeys, but I don't think they are capuchin. I don't know. They live on...
Nuts?
Yeah, nuts.
Stones?
In like some weird desert wilderness. I don't know, like...
Is this real, or is this...
it's real. It's real, dude. It's as real as they come.
Doesn't sound
like... Look it up. Nut-smashing monkeys.
I really don't want that in my browsing history. Thank you.
Well... Let's see, as maybe we've got a couple of little nutcrackers in the server as well. Woxic down here towards Ivy, looking to go blow for blow with Tabson, who's got an AWP on the receiving end. He'll flash him off. And who wins this stalemate? Let's play the game, shall we, Tabson? No.
He's had enough.
Yeah, he really did just...
That has just been one big thing of Big's, you know, CT side. They know that mousesports are going to be playing around this AWP, and they're just not giving Woxic any room. Woxic's not had too much of a chance to go off in this game, especially on this T side. I mean, he's not really had the AWP too frequently. Money, of course, being the focal point of the first few rounds of the half. But now it's in his hands. Tabson's like, okay, that's cool, but I'm not giving you the kill. Xantara is taking main with a smoke. Ooh, pot shot going on for Woxic. Does hit the no-scope through the wall. That will send Xantara's back, and you know he's heard the tag as well. He knows he's done some damage, but 38 seconds, Harry. Again, low time. mousesports need to get out into this bomb site sooner rather than later.
Oh. Oh. Robs, he knows. They both know, and it's yeah, it's a last second A play from mousesports. They try and get in. Molotov into Sandwich. Interestingly enough, that was thrown in by Mouse. That cuts the bomb off, and Carrigan actually has to go running through that for a bit of damage. Bomb now dropped inside of the site. Carrigan trying to plug in those numbers, and he is getting the bomb down. It will get planted. Tabson shutting down Chris J. Carrigan from inside of the site really has to do a hell of a lot here, and Tabson, a man who has not missed much yet, trying to step up to the plate from Ivy. Carrigan inside of the site shut down, and it's Woxic alone. 1v2, the flank from Next comes in, and he is not ready for it. 13-13, it's down to the wire. It's a little bit filthy there towards the end. but it will be the round for Big as they managed to make that retake happen.
Oh, that was crazy. Big were completely baited into the B site as well. They had 3 players on B at the 20-second mark when Mouse were going for the execute. So while that looks like a bit of a problem for them, it almost works out in their favor. mousesports spends so long getting out into A that Nex is able to once again wrap all the way from B through the T spawn. And he saves the day, killing Woxic in the post plant in a 1-on-3 that I really think would have been. Next not allowing it to happen though, and mousesports, they get down to the wire but not able to close out that round on the A site. They definitely weren't expecting it to be that weak. They hadn't thrown anything too special into B. They hadn't had box hold controls since the beginning of the round, so an over-rotation for Big that is never really a problem for anyone except for mousesports, who are now left once again scratching their heads in a tactical pause. But no one feels comfortable here, Harry. No one's out of the woods. Neither are you.
No one's out of the woods just yet. No one's out of the train yards. And of course, you know, next up we got Dust 2. That's the map pick of Mouse. So this, the first map is already got on as long as it physically can, right? We've already guaranteed, well, almost guaranteed a full 30 rounds. And you love to see it.
Yeah, what else would we want here, Harry? Opening game of Pro League, opening group of Pro League.
Ooh, and it's already close as ever. Speaking of close, Chris J, close to finding Smooya there. There's no way you anticipate him being this deep inside of the site. Smooya's just been shut down, and he's kind of scratching his head, because now as Nex comes in for this rotation, he's got to take time trying to clear connector. Never mind, round's done. Woxic and Chris J have shut down absolutely everybody. And with that round, the economy of Big is back into the doldrums, right? There's no more money for the CT side. And that Hugo, ultimately is a big no-no.
Yeah, we talk about, you know, Big not giving Woxic these kills. Well, this time he finds them, Harry, both of them, opening up into that A site, and the save will be allowed, it seems. mousesports with no one nearby to stop Tizian. Rops is the closest contender, but even he is deep in B. So 14 rounds for mousesports. They at least lock that in, but...
Well, I think, like you say as well, right, so much of this utility that goes down early from Big is to stop Woxic. And so Chris J this round just goes, well, if you're just going to be smoking this off for the sake of disallowing these long sight lines and not actually playing with the smokes, I'm just going to go through. And he just walks through every smoke that gets thrown down, closes the gap. And I mean, you know, it's kind of a bit unfair towards Big, because that is one of the first rounds they haven't elected for a second man towards that outside of the bomb site, at least, right? Alongside Smooya. They double up over in Ivy that round, and that's how Woxic gets those 2 kills. So kind of a bit of an unfortunate timing for Big, but a great job from Chris J to exploit how Big have been playing with this utility.
Oh.
This is so much damage. This is so much damage. And this round, I mean, I thought this was going to be mousesports arriving at map point, and it still could be. It still very much could be. And now it should be, as the kills are coming in. Only Zintares left, and he will get shut up by Carrigan. 15-13, map point now for Mouse.
Yeah, that was a scary start. For a second, I was considering it, Harry. Those 2 immediate USP dinks, and then the saved rifle of Tizian finishes them off. Luckily enough for mousesports, they will be able to stem the bleeding and lock in 15 rounds here on Big's map pick. Only 1 away, and they have 2 chances to do it. If not, Harry, overtime's on the cards, and boy, would I love to see it. Big have been so interesting to watch on the CT side. And you've been talking about it all game, Harry. Well, finally, it's here. Double AWP from Tapson and Smooya. No armor on either of those orbs, though. That's going to make things very, very difficult, especially when it comes down to the later rounds, or the latter part of the rounds, rather. Retaking specifically. Tapson, however, opening up. Woxic's been picked up on Ivy. And that's the kill that Big needed to start this one. But if it ends in a B play, Harry, double up on the retake, yikes.
And it really feels like that's how it could end, unless Tizian never lets it begin. He will shut down the first. Oh, he's followed up. But the trade found by Chris J at least gives mousesports a small window of opportunity. And looking through it right now, Robs up on the rafters. That was actually Chris J's flash to hit him fully there.
Oh,
Robs.
no.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. 2v2 now from nowhere. And the bomb down, planted for Heaven and Ramp. That's where Chris J and Rops are for the time being. And Chris J might even get the information that both players are here. He's just hunting the kills down, and Rops cementing it with 3 between them. They get the job done. All 5 kills for the last 2 remaining players of mousesports. They'll take that first map. And they'll go 1-0 up in the opening best of 3 for the 10th season of ESL Pro League. Big, they are going to be kicking themselves. They've got to try and get